Hey guys, this is Gerald with Cigar Artistry. Now it is late October here in the Houston area. It's a beautiful Saturday, and this time of year you really get to enjoy some great weather. Otherwise it's usually pretty hot down here. And today I'm gonna just kind of kick back and enjoy the Lobotomy by Asylum. Now I've had the Asylum 13 before, and if I recall I did definitely enjoy that cigar. Never had this particular stick, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's all about. So let's cut this guy up and see what it's all about. For those of you that are new to this channel, the goal here is just to promote cigars. I mean, I love cigars. It's one of my biggest passions, whether it be through cigar reviews or even my artwork. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in following, please click that subscribe button, click the notification bell for latest updates, and now back to the Lobotomy review. Okay, before we dive into the review, let's get some of the semantics out of the way. This particular Vitola is a Toro. It's a 6x50, and my understanding is these cigars are exclusive to Famous Smoke Shop. And the Toro on their website I looked up was roughly about $4.99 or $5 a stick, so it's definitely a budget stick. Now the cigar itself it's a beautiful looking stick. It's got a dark, rich brown wrapper. It's got a slight old sheen to it. And what really pops for me the most with the cigar is the band. I really like that band. It's a cool design on that band, and if you're familiar with my artwork, I'm into basically fantasy style artwork, whether it be skulls, souls, other things like that. So I really, this band kind of gets me. It's one of those that I kind of gravitate towards, and like I said, it's a cool band. Now the cigar itself, the pre-lit draw. Pre-lit draw is a little snug. Hopefully it'll loosen up some when I light it, but the flavors I get are more kind of a mild tobacco. There's some pepper in the backdrop there, but more of a mild, kind of a light tobacco taste in the draw. Now the aromas on the cigar, this cigar has a very strong barnyard and hay smell. I mean, it's a pretty potent smell. So yeah, it's definitely a good smelling cigar, good looking cigar. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, if it tastes anything like it looks, it's definitely going to be worth more than the $5 price tag on the stick. So let's light this guy up and actually find out how good it really is. Okay, right out of the gates I pick up mainly a dark tobacco note, and it's not very heavy. It just doesn't kind of plant itself on your tongue. It's the flavors stick around a little bit, but for the most part it does have a shorter finish. But yeah, it's just kind of a dark flavors. There's a hint of pepper in the backdrop, kind of what I picked up in the pre-lit draw. And as I'm sitting here, I do get a hint of almost like a roasted almond flavor as well, which is actually a really good flavor. So yeah, it's an interesting start to the stick. I'll keep working on it, and I'll come back with an update here at the end of the first third. Okay, I'm a third through my stick, and the flavor notes, there's quite a few flavors in this stick. The flavor that the note that I taste the most is black pepper. I taste it in the draw, and I definitely taste it in the retrohale. Now, it's much stronger in the retrohale than when I'm drawing the cigar, but even there, it's not so strong that it takes me out of smoke. This is definitely not a pepper bomb by any stretch of imagination, and it's just a good black pepper taste that I'd say is in the forefront of the cigar. Now, the other flavors that I detect, early on I did detect the roasted almonds flavor. That one seems to have dropped off. What I'm tasting now is some woodsy notes. In addition, I'm tasting the sweetness that kind of comes here and there. There's this sweetness, and the more I sit back and just kind of reflect on it, to me it reminds me of raisins. So I have almost it's definitely in the backdrop. It's a faint flavor, but I get this taste of raisins in it. There's also, and I took some notes here because there's quite a few flavors. There's also like the leather taste on the wrapper that I'm picking up, and I picked that up in the pre-lit draw. There's also a slight bitterness, but not so much that it takes you out of smoke. I mean, I think all together the flavors, they taste good. I mean, this has been a great start to really an inexpensive cigar. Construction-wise, this cigar is having some burn issues. It's a little bit crooked, but it's nothing that requires my attention. So I'm just going to ride it out for now. The smoke output's been great. The ash has been pretty solid. It fell off a little bit ago, but the ash has been pretty solid for the most part on this stick. It's nice white ash. So I'm really impressed with the cigar so far, especially for the price range. So I'll keep working on it, and I'll come back with an update here on the second third. Okay, I'm 2/3 down now, and the flavors really changed in the second third for me. What I'm picking up more now are sharper and darker notes. The woodsy notes are much sharper. I'm tasting hints of cedar there, but it's just not all cedar. It's kind of like a dark wood with some cedar highlights in it, if that makes any sense. The I'm also tasting more of a roasted nuts, roasted almonds. However, there's no sweetness there like before. What I'm picking up now is still darker flavors. It's just kind of a darker theme in this section of this stick. It reminds me of like a black coffee kind of interjected with the woodsy notes and interjected with the I'd say like the roasted nuts and roasted almonds as well. Definitely a good flavor. Really enjoying it. Definitely enjoyed the cigar through the first 2/3. So I'll keep working on it, and I'll come up with my final update once I get through the final third. Okay, the cigar's getting pretty warm now, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up. The final third was pretty much a continuation of the second third. The darker notes just kind of continued on through the final third. I did find the cigar a lot drier at the beginning of the final third especially, and I think that was just accumulation of those darker notes. But not so dry that it took me out of smoke, not so dry that I had to continuously sip on water either. It was just a drier tasting cigar. And flavor wise, I mean, there are a few more flavors that I picked up in this stage of the cigar. I picked up a spice. I picked up there's a hint of cedar, and then you can feel it on the tip of the tongue. The like I said, it's just kind of dark and heavy. The retrohale in this stage kind of returned the black pepper, and it was a very strong black pepper. It kind of punched the sinuses. But all the flavors, for the most part, they would hit you, and they would kind of leave, except for those darker notes. They just kind of sit on your tongue throughout the smoke. But overall, it was really a great tasting cigar. I enjoyed all three phases. If I had to pick a phase that was probably my favorite, I'd say the first third. But for the most part, I definitely enjoyed the cigar. I would definitely smoke it again. However, if you're new to cigars, I'm not sure this would be one you would enjoy. I don't think I would enjoy it when I first started smoking cigars, just due to the flavor profile. But like I said, overall, I did enjoy it, and I would recommend it. So if you've had this cigar before, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this cigar, and I'll see you guys on the next review.